Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2. This is your full-time match reaction from Old Trafford on this Sunday afternoon, where this is a game filled with so much controversy today. And you know what? If you're a Nottingham Forest fan, I don't blame you for being unhappy. Like, I really do not blame you guys for being unhappy. If you go back and look at the second Manchester United goal, I'm afraid to say VAR and the referee have had an absolute shocker, I'm afraid to say. Even though we've won the game, we've clinched third place this season, so we can't finish lower than third, which is a positive for Manchester United. I think the second United goal shouldn't have stood. Like, if you look back at the replay and you look at how many angles they have shown of the second United goal to put us back in front when Nottingham Forest got their equaliser at the other end, it's very controversial. Like, it's a game surrounded with so much controversy today that Manchester United somehow from somewhere have managed to win this game. We've won 3-2. We've said goodbye to Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes has equalled the Premier League all-time assist record today as well. So there's so much positives for Manchester United to take from this win with these 3 points and to get the result at Old Trafford today. But you've got to feel for Nottingham Forest fans. You've got to feel for their supporters, their players, their manager and their coaches, because that second Manchester United goal shouldn't have stood. That second Manchester United goal shouldn't have stood. And I don't blame fans for being angry. Like, I don't blame the world for absolutely being on our backs after this result, because if you look at the replay, it's clearly handball. But has the ball bounced off his hip onto his armpit, or has the ball bounced off his hip onto his arm? I mean, everybody's going to have a different opinion. Everybody's going to have a different view on this. But should the goal have stood? Should the goal been disallowed? And have Nottingham Forest been robbed? Because I'm really happy with the result. I'm happy with the 3 points. We've got back to winning ways after what we saw against Sunderland. But this game is going to be remembered for so much controversy today. The second Manchester United goal shouldn't have stood. And if that was us and that happened to us from the opposition side, we would be appealing for handball all day long. So I can see why Forest fans are unhappy. I can see why they're angry, because I don't think the second goal for Manchester United should have stood. But that is football at the end of the day. That is football. And if the goal is going to get given from the referee side and he's gone against what VAR has had to say about the decision as a whole, then I'm afraid to say the goal is going to get given. If the referee does not agree with VAR's decision and he's gone over to the monitor to even give his opinion and view on it, and VAR are clearly telling him that goal needs to be ruled out, that goal should not be allowed, that goal should not stand, I clearly think the referee today has absolutely lost the plot. It's corruption, not football. Scummers still cheating. I completely agree. It's nothing more than cheating. Like, I completely agree. Even though I'm a Manchester United fan, if someone did that to us and someone on the opposition side did exactly what Bryan Mbeumo has done, then you've got every right to appeal it. You've got every right to appeal that decision. And I'm afraid to say, if the goal's going to get given, it clearly shows that this game was clearly up in the air today. This game was clearly up in the air. Please drop a follow, smash that like button. Would really appreciate it as well. Would again appreciate your guys' support on this Sunday afternoon. Bro, are you ever happy? Every time I come across your live, you're miserable. Completely disagree. That surely was handball, right? Says Ollie. Why does JJ's Gabriel Dad not rate Mateus Cunha? Who will go down, says Marie. Hey, Mr. Ripkin. Casemiro, is it replaceable? Also, what colour are you? What? I'm not reading that comment, mate. I can't read that second bit, mate. That is a bit below the belt. I'm not going to lie. Amazing send-off for Casemiro, says Mr. Ripking. Not against Liverpool, says Christian. I feel for Nottingham Forest fans. I do feel for their supporters, because I don't think the second Man United goal should stand. I think clearly Bryan Mbeumo has used his arm to control that ball and to have that shot on goal. And obviously, the resulting shot hasn't gone in. And obviously, the shot has rebounded off a Nottingham Forest player and has fell comfortably with Mateus Cunha to put the ball into the back of the net. So I don't know what the referee can do. I don't know what VAR can do. Our players are way till Bruno should have had 3 assists in this game. Bruno hit his hip and hit his hip and it hit his arm. Xerxes needs to be sold, says AJ. Completely agree. Xerxes not good enough to lead the line next season as our backup striker. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really, really appreciate it. The only person who thought that wasn't handball was the ref. Completely agree. This match means nothing. Might as well have been a pre-season game just to enjoy the game, man. Handball all day long, says Dilly17. Corruption at its finest. Shaw scoring today shocked me. That was not handball, says Christian G. Everyone's going to have a different opinion on it. Everybody's going to have a different view. Should the goal have been given? Should the goal have not been given? Should the goal have stood? Should it have been ruled out? And has the referee had an absolute shocker? Everybody's going to have a different opinion. Everybody's going to have a different view. And that is what it's all about today. Bruno could have broken the record, says Dan. Really could do with Elliot Anderson in the midfield next season. He's played well, to be fair. Blatantly controlled the ball with his hand. Absolute travesty. The game's gone, says Charlotte. Today was one handball, says Christian. Yes, goal should have been given. It hit his hip. Scam United, says Bazza59. I do agree with what you guys are saying. I do agree with what you guys are saying. And thank you for the heart me down. Appreciate that, buddy. I do agree with what you guys are saying. If that happened to us, we would be appealing that all day long. If that wasn't handball, then I don't know what is. Because I think, in my opinion, in my view, that, Brian Mbeumo has clearly controlled the ball with his hands. And if an opposition player did that to us, we would be going absolutely crazy. We would be going mental, demanding that that goal gets disallowed. So I can see why Nottingham Forest aren't happy. I can see why their manager is absolutely fuming. Obviously, I'm happy with the result. I'm happy to win, but it's corruption at its best. The game's gone. Football's gone. It's clearly had that end of the season feel today. It clearly felt like a pre-season friendly just to end the season. We finished the season at Old Trafford, our last home game of the season. We said goodbye to Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes has broke the assist record as well. This is a disgrace. I'm going to miss Casemiro. Bruno assist was beautiful. I won't be, because it's common sense. It's not handball. It's come off his wrist first and his arm is in. Blatant handball, says Craig. This is a disgrace. I'm in shock. We are fighting for relegation. This is just not good enough. A natural position. It's not hard to understand. I respect everybody's opinions. I respect everybody's views. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate your guys' support. Everybody's going to have a different view on it. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. If that was a defender, would it have been a penalty? Exactly. That's another way to look at it. If a defender did that against us and he handballed it, Manchester United players would be all over the referee like a swarm of ants invading a picnic. They would be absolutely all over them, demanding that that goal does not get given, and the handball should have been given as a handball. And I feel for Forest in some way. I do feel for Nottingham Forest in some way that that goal shouldn't have stood. But again, we can't take away the result now. We can't take away the 3 points. I think PGM, FFMOL, whatever they're called, are probably going to come out this evening with a statement demanding that Man United second goal shouldn't have stood. And I don't actually blame them. United was right today, says Bans. That is only one opinion, and it's not handball. West Ham have to win, says Spurs, to get relegated. United were practically claiming the goal, but the rules are the rules, and it was correctly given, says RS_Dar. Everybody's got a different opinion. Everybody has got a different view on this, and I don't blame you guys for saying what you guys are saying. You think it's handball. I think it's handball. I don't think the second goal gets given. If someone did that to us and an opposition player clearly handballed the ball in our box and that was an opposition defender, then that goal would have been ruled out and that goal shouldn't have been given. Bruno should have had the record today, says MUFCJ25. Thank you for the 20 GGs, John. Appreciate it, mate. BHJ88 said it's Stonewall handball. I think it's handball, but we can't take anything away from that now. The result is what it is. But don't be surprised if we get a statement from the Premier League and PGMFOL, whatever you want to call it, you're probably going to get a statement this evening claiming that that United second goal shouldn't have stood, it shouldn't have been allowed, and how the referee has allowed that goal to be awarded in the first place is probably a travesty for football. It's clear corruption. The game's gone, football's gone. Be honest, if a defender handballs that, it's a pen, says Caden. His arm is in a natural position. Hit's come off his fight if Mbeumo scores no goal. I'm a United fan who I thought it was handball, says Stubby. It was handball, but we know the refs are poor in this league, but by the letter of the law, it should count. Need a handball to win versus a relegation side, says Rob. West Ham to win today, Spurs to get relegated, says Lee. Again, everybody's got a different opinion. Everybody's got a different view, and I respect what you guys are saying, and that is what it's all about on this community. It's about having a different view. It's about having a different opinion. If you guys agree or disagree, that's great. But I don't think the goal should have stood. I don't think it should have counted, and I think the referee should have awarded a handball in favour of Nottingham Forest. That goal shouldn't have stood. But that's my opinion on it. That's my view on it. VAR said it shouldn't have counted. It's the ref's fault. VAR did the right thing. Exactly, VAR did do the right thing, getting the referee to go over to the monitor to check if he thought it was handball, if that should have stood or shouldn't have stood. You wouldn't survive in the Champions League next year on this performance, says Lone Wolf. I completely agree. I don't think next season we are going to survive in the Champions League very long. I don't think, based on the performance, and if you use vision, performance and results, VPR, if you use VPR, what Mark Goldbridge does, do you see a performance? Do you see a vision? Are we just getting results for the sake of it? We've been good today, but yes, we need better midfield. Completely agree. I completely agree. I completely robbery, mate. Exactly. I do feel Nottingham Forest have been robbed. I do feel, in my opinion, even though I'm a Man United fan, I do feel like Nottingham Forest have been robbed. I think it is very, very unfair that that goal should have stood and has been allowed to count. But it was a good game, though, and it did have that end of the season vibe. It did have that end of the season vibe. You could tell it was like a pre-season friendly. There was so much happening on that pitch today, and it basically summed us up, didn't it? It's been one hell of a season. We've clinched third place. No one can catch us. No one can go above us. So we've got the result we wanted. We got the 3 points that we needed. We've clinched third place. Michael Carrick's probably going to get the job in the next 48 hours or so. Again, VAR is very inconclusive and awful decision maker, says Mar.0144. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, we're safe, but it's a bit annoying. Well, if you're listening to Mark Goldbridge, I don't know what to say because he talks shit. But again, I respect your opinions. I respect your views. Casemiro should have been kept on, says Mr. Rip King. Joseph says we've robbed us. We played well. What a horrendous decision. Yeah, I do think it is a horrendous decision. Even though I'm a Man United fan, I'm not going to be biased towards my own football club. You know, I'm not going to be biased. I think the goal shouldn't have stood. I don't think it should have been allowed. But does the ball bounce off his hip and then hit his armpit? Like, what do you guys think? Good Manchester accent, says Matt. Genuine question, how can you support a team that gets such different refereeing, says Bobby. We still played awful, says Jack. You deserve to win anyways. You should have scored 5. Yeah, I do feel in the second half like we wanted Bruno Fernandes to break that record, didn't we? We did want Bruno Fernandes to break that record, didn't we? And to be fair, he's now equalled the Premier League all-time assist record. Where would we be without Bruno Fernandes? Like, seriously, where would we be without Bruno Fernandes? This guy has to go down as a Manchester United legend. All we need now against Brighton is for him to break that record. And he's done it. He's basically done it. He should have had 4 today. Bruno is better than KDB. And Mbeumo needs to be talked about, says JS. Never been to I've been to Old Trafford before. It's nothing. It's a nothing game. Calm down, says Ben. Xerxes should go. He's playing too much pretty football. We won the game, but that goal, United fan or not, shouldn't have stand. Exactly, completely agree. Bruno is better than KDB. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really, really appreciate you guys' support on this Sunday afternoon. It's great to interact with you guys after this full-time result from Old Trafford. Again, I can't take away what Casemiro's done for this club. He's had an excellent 4 seasons at Manchester United. He's going to be greatly, greatly missed. And it was an emotional send-off. Like, you could tell it was so emotional for Casemiro today. He's done so much for this club in the last 4 years. Yes, he's had his critics. He's had his haters. He's had his doubters. But you can't take away that Casemiro has done so much for football. And in these last 4 seasons, he has done so much for this football club. He's won a Carabao Cup. He's won an FA Cup. And he's really, really helped us towards the end of the season. He has provided so many goals that have helped United get Champions League football, and has also managed to clinch third today as well, which is such a big achievement. And he is going to be a big miss. He is going to be a big miss. Like, that midfield is going to be so lost without him. But I think you can tell that the legs ain't there anymore. I think you can tell that the legs and the Premier League style of play and the way the Premier League is going to a quicker tempo, that he can't cope anymore. And that is sad. He needs to be playing in a slower league where it's not really so competitive. And I think you can tell, you know, Casemiro, the days of his glory days have gone. But he is going to be a big miss because he's been a fantastic player. And I thank Casemiro for everything he's done. Nobody's talking about that ridiculous goal United scored. VAR is awful. And people say Bruno was overrated, says Mr. Ripking. You're the only United fan with ball knowledge, says Caden. We could have scored 6 today. That goal that they'll talk about, handsball, looks how much chance. Can we finish so Bruno can break the record? Casemiro to be missed. Bruno says Riley. Maynews was phenomenal today. Sesko was a big miss. Yeah, Sesko was a big miss. Completely agree. Sesko was such a big miss. How much was the ref bribed? Do you not know what that means? MLS is the only place for Casemiro. Arsenal got VAR from that goal. Is a goal. Okay, they robbed us a lot, so let the goal stand. Sesko was missed. You reckon Anderson should come to us? Elliot Anderson's a fantastic player. Like, Elliot Anderson in that Nottingham Forest midfield is a fantastic, fantastic player. But I don't think anyone is going to be paying 125 million. I don't think anybody in any right has got 125 million to poke at Nottingham Forest for Elliot Anderson. He's a good player, but I ain't paying more than 100, and I ain't paying 125 million either. I think, in my opinion, he's off to City. I think Elliot Anderson is going to go to Man City, because I've got this feeling that Rodri is going to go to Real Madrid, and then they're going to bring Elliot Anderson in as his replacement. But that's my only theory on that. I'm going to miss Casemiro so much, says Nick. Change Xerxes, a clumsy striker, says Dell. Completely agree. Are you going to be live tonight? Only for this match reaction, nothing else. Most he goes for is 85. Only City can afford him with the oil billions. Rodri signed the contract, though. But I think if Pep Guardiola departs, then that Man City team could collapse. A lot of those players could be off if Pep goes. So you never can say never in football, but I've just got this funny feeling that Rodri's going to go, and then they're going to bring Elliot Anderson in as his replacement. That's my theory. But you have to think of how much Casemiro has done for this football club. He's had his ups, he's had his downs at this football club, but he's been such a resolution in that midfield. He's been such a fantastic player in these last few months, hasn't he? Like, he's been such a fantastic, fantastic player. But you can tell the legs are gone. You can tell that the energy and the levels of the Premier League are starting to catch up with him. And you could tell by some of the loose balls and some of the loose passing. You can tell that the Premier League's catching up with him. And I think, in my opinion, it's the correct decision from him. And I think it's the correct decision from this football club to let him go. It removes the 350 grand a week contract that he's on as well. So that's going to help him save him money for signings in the summer. But Anderson should weigh that in for mine, though. Guardiola's going next season. I think Anderson will be with us partnered in Mainu. Do you think you win the Prem next season? We ain't winning the Premier League next season. I don't think we're going to win the Premier League, because I think this is all going to go wrong under Carrick anyway. But that's the story for another day. Out Xerxes, no Sesko, get new striker. So you reckon the only one signing they have planned well before the World Cup anyway is Belieber? It's probably going to be Belieber in it. I think, please drop a follow, smash that like button, by the way. Would really appreciate it, guys, but I'm really enjoying his interaction. I don't know. I think the only signing we're going to make before the World Cup is going to be Carlos Belieber. I think that's the only theory that I've got, and we are planning one signing before the World Cup starts, and I've got a funny feeling that it's going to be Carlos Belieber to replace Casemiro, but I hope it's going to be Belieber and then another 2 midfielders, but let's see what happens. Probably have a better chance of winning the Prem than United, says Lee. You're probably right, mate. Lucky boys, they says sup. No hope not, says JC. I mean, it was a good game. We had a 5-goal thriller, but it did have that end of season vibe, didn't it? It really, really did have that end of season vibe. What's your thoughts on Belieber? He's so risky, especially for that 1-game wonder he had. Do you think Arsenal can win the league, or will they slip up next 2 games? I think it's going to go down to the final day of the season. I think that it'll go down to the final day. Did you watch the Nürburgring video? No, I didn't. Better go for tonight, says Mr. Ripking. How many signings do you reckon for us to be good enough? I think we need 8-9 signings in the summer. I think we need at least 8 to 9 signings in the summer, at least, to get Man United where they need to be. But I don't see that happening. I think we'll probably get 5 or 6, in my opinion, because I don't think United are going to go spending a load of money, because even David Ornstein has come out and said United aren't going to be stupid, they're not going to be silly, they're not going to go and spend millions or billions in the summer. But that is what we need to do. That midfield needs at least 3-4 signings in the summer if that midfield's to get where it needs to be, and that midfield isn't where it needs to be. Mason Mount isn't good enough, Casemiro's going to go, Agate's going to go as well. So I think we need at least 3-4 midfield signings, in my opinion. Even a United fan, I'm rooting for Arsenal, says Shane. Why can't we go for Adam Wharton or Angelo Stiller? Apparently Stiller's off to Juventus and Adam Wharton is off to Liverpool in the summer. So yeah, like, it was a good game. We had a 5-goal thriller. It had that end-of-season vibe, and it felt like that end-of-season factor at Old Trafford. We've run a curtain down on the Premier League home season at Old Trafford. Goodbye to Casemiro. Thank you for everything he's done. But can we just applaud that what Bruno Fernandes has achieved today? Can we just applaud what Bruno Fernandes has achieved today? We need a striker as well. Completely agree. Referee's been playing cheating scumbags. Why do you think that cat won't be good enough while the stats are good? Because I'm using a thing called VPR. I don't see a vision. I don't see a performance. All I'm seeing is results. And yes, the results have been fantastic. The results have been fantastic. You can't take away with what Michael Carrick's done. You can't take away with what he's done. But is those results going to be good enough in the Champions League? Are we going to be good enough to compete with Europe's elite? And if we play the way we have been playing, we're probably going to get found out quite a lot. And results are going to be quite humiliating. But that's a story for next season. What did Bruno do today then? Never got to see the match. Bruno Fernandes has equalled the Premier League all-time assist record. Like, seriously, I want to see Bruno Fernandes win the World Cup with Portugal, with Ronaldo, and he gets the Ballon d'Or. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves Player of the Season. I don't want to hear any other player up for this. Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, has been the best Premier League player of this season, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Banana Leclerc.
And you know more than a football club, do you? Over England, right. Do you reckon that signing before World Cup's going to be Edison? I don't know. Class, hopefully he will break it, says Shane. He's gone level with Kevin De Bruyne. He's gone level with Thierry Henry. Like, honestly, if you put him in that Man City side, he would equal the assist record. If you put him in the Arsenal team, he would equal the assist record. If you put him in the Liverpool team, he would equal that assist record. Like, he's equaled the assist record today. Like, I am so, so happy for Bruno Fernandes. Where would we be without him? Like, seriously, where would we be without this guy? And since Carrick has come in, you've seen the very, very best of what Bruno Fernandes has been able to do. He is that midfield maestro. And yes, it's going to be such a sad day when he leaves his football club. It's going to be absolutely heartbreaking. But what he's done today is nothing more than pure greatness. If Mbeumo Ahmad were able to convert all the Bruno Fernandes assists to goal, he would have broken the record. I doubt Bruno will get the Ballon d'Or. If Portugal win the World Cup, it will go to Ronaldo or Vitinha. What do you mean? Where are you with him? We would be in a relegation. We would be in relegation without Bruno. Completely agree. Please tell me you were Team Nagelsmann. I did want Nagelsmann. I wanted Nagelsmann. I wanted Luis Enrique, but obviously the club feel that Michael Carrick is the correct decision. I just hope that decision is the right one and it goes right next season, because if it doesn't, it's all going to go wrong. It's all going to crash and burn again, and we're going to be looking like clowns again if this next season goes wrong again. That's what I don't want for the fans. I don't want that for the supporters again. I don't want this all going wrong. So when we get confirmation, we will react to it. We will go live, and everyone can get their viewing, get their opinion in. Do you think Carrick's the right option? Is it the correct one? And do you think it's going to work? Because if it doesn't work, we're going to look like twats next season. This could all go wrong. We're playing shit in the Champions League. We get knocked out of Europe. We're nowhere near top four. We're playing crap in the Premier League. We could sack Carrick and then bring another manager in. So anything can happen in football. But once we get that confirmation that Carrick's in, we'll go live and we will react to it. And I will give my view and opinion on will it work. Because when he got the job in the first place, I didn't want him. It was just another Ollie. So let's see what happens. He's only played 40 games this year. That's why he looks fresh 1 game a week. Exactly. That is very, very true. We have been only playing 1 game a week. But Bruno Fernandes since January has been absolutely outstanding. If we had no Bruno Fernandes and all we had in that midfield was Casemiro, Ugarte and Mainu, we would be in big trouble, wouldn't we? We would be in such big trouble, wouldn't we? Without Bruno, where's the midfield? Where's that midfield maestro? Where's that guy that can create something a little bit different in that team? Where's the guy who's going to get the assists for all the chances that Bruno's assists have been converted? So he's equaled the Premier League record. Is he better than Thierry Henry? Is he better than Kevin De Bruyne? That's another conversation for another day. But I'm so happy for him. And Bruno Fernandes was goal hanging, wasn't he? The amount of chances and the amount of balls he was actually playing, trying to break that record. You can see the ambition. You can see the eagerness. You can see the excitement there that he so wants to break this record. But for him to equal it today and to get the 3 points and to get this win, he's basically got us the winning goal, hasn't he? Like, he's basically created the winning goal because, again, Bryan Mbeumo, like, he hasn't been great the last few games, has he? Like, Bryan Mbeumo hasn't been great the last few seasons, but the last few games, is he? Like, he hasn't been great, but I'm so happy for him today. Like, again, the second goal, there's going to be controversy galore. You're going to see it all over socials. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. You're going to see it everywhere, the controversy that has surrounded this result. But I'm grateful that he's got back on the score sheet because Mbeumo is one of my favourite players. Yes, his last few games, he hasn't been great, has he? But he's got the winning goal. And Bruno Fernandes provided that assist to get United's 3rd goal, to get that 2-goal cushion back. But then Nottingham Forest went straight up the other end and got back in for it through Morgan Gibbs-White. So it was a very open game in that second half. That second half was a lot more lively than what that first half was. Because I think when we got the goal, like 5 minutes in, I mean, thank God Luke Shaw actually scored. Like, did anybody actually predict that Luke Shaw would be the guy that gets on the first goal today? If anyone had that on a bet, you've probably won a shitload of money. But even myself didn't think Luke Shaw would be the first goal scorer to open the account for United. So honestly, that's his first goal in 3 years, by the way. That is Luke Shaw's first goal in fucking 3 years. Like, where has he been? He's been up and down with so many injuries. But to be fair, Luke Shaw's only 1 game away from playing every single game in this season. And that is saying a lot. Like, Luke Shaw is 1 game away from completing a whole season with this club. And it's like, I don't know what's going on with Man United. Like, I didn't expect Champions League football. I didn't expect Bruno to equal this record and then probably break it against Brighton. I didn't expect Luke Shaw to score today for the first time in 3 years. And then he's 1 game away from playing a whole season. So it's like, this game was just bonkers. This game was so open. It was so bonkers. Like, you had Forest attacking, then United defending, then United attacking, and then Forest defending. And then Nottingham Forest, in the closing stages of this game, are chucking their centre-backs up front. So it was nothing more than pure and utter chaos. It had that pre-season friendly vibe. It had that end of the season vibe. It really felt that both teams wanted to score goals to put on a show. And we did get that show, provided with so much controversy, because the second United goal shouldn't have stood. If someone did that against us, we would be appealing it. The United players would swarm the referee like a pack of ants, invading a picnic full of free sandwiches to eat. Honestly, that game has got so much controversy that that's probably going to be the reminder of this game today. United shouldn't have won. United had cheated. The referee's been paid. VAR should have told the ref that goal shouldn't have stood. Honestly, it was just crazy. But the resulting handball from Mbeumo, his shot doesn't go anywhere near in the goal. It bounces off the Forest player and it falls to Matheus Cunha. So, should that goal get given anyway? Because the resulting handball hasn't affected anything. The ball hasn't gone in the net. It's gone off a Forest player straight to Matheus Cunha for a bloody tap-in. Like, it's probably going to be one of the easiest goals of the season for Matheus Cunha, to be fair. So, again, it's been so up, so down to their Old Trafford. But do you know what? I'm so glad where we are. Ref is still doing a lap of honour, giving autographs and getting photos taken. Can't give a handball if it's come off another body part first. That is very true. I mean, does it bounce off Mbeumo's hip and then hit him here? Or does it bounce off Mbeumo's hip here and then bounce onto his arm? That is what you're trying to get from the... What do you think of Lamens? I don't like Lamens playing out the back. Like, I don't know why Lamens is playing out of the back so much. Please drop a follow, smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. I don't know why we're playing out of the back so much. I really, really don't understand why we're doing that, because that's only going to be a recipe for disaster. And it nearly backfired once or twice today. The fact you're just trying to justify it doesn't matter. The goal has come from a handball. No, what I'm trying to give my view of, does the ball bounce off his hip and hit his arm? Or does the ball bounce off his hip and hit his armpit? That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm just justifying that the goal shouldn't have stood, in my opinion. Even though I'm a Man United fan, I don't think it's a goal. I don't think it should be allowed to stand. And obviously the referees thought better than VAR. So it's only my opinion. I'm not trying to be, biased. I'm just saying I don't think the goal from a United fan, if someone did that to us, we would be doing exactly the same, claiming that goal shouldn't stand. So I'm just giving... If it doesn't touch Mbeumo's hand and he doesn't control it and it goes behind him, it didn't bounce, he caught it. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. Everybody's going to have a different view, which is great. And that's what we're about. That's what we're about on here. Everybody's got a different view. Everybody's got a different opinion, which is fantastic. There's no arguing. There's no shouting. We're bouncing off one another here to give a view and opinion, which has been surrounded by pure and utter controversy that a United goal shouldn't have stood through a clear handball. So I'm only giving my opinion on it. I'm not having a go. I'm just expressing how I felt and what my opinion and view is on the goal. I don't think it should have stood. But again, the direct Mbeumo shot from that handball, it doesn't go in the net. The shot bounces off the Forest player and it falls to Matheus Cunha. So can you play on from that situation, or do you still rule the goal out? Think the ref wanted the light on him instead of Bruno? Yeah, that's a different view as well. That's a different opinion. But I'm happy with the 3 points. I know the performances aren't great and we're not playing great football and the second half was so much better than the first. But we finished third this season. We have finished third this season. No one said that in November of 2025. No one said Man United would be in Europe next season. No one said we'd have a bloody chance. And we're playing European football next season. We're playing in the Champions League. We secured that spot against Liverpool. So, yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. No one can catch us. No one can catch third place. So we've got third place sealed. No one expected United to get top 5. No one expected us to get European football. We were predicted to finish 12th this season. We were predicted to finish 12th. Like, whoever predicted that Premier League table needs their fucking eyes looking at, because the job Michael Carrick has done has been nothing more than a phenomenal one. Like, does he deserve the job based on the vision? Probably not. Does he deserve the job based on the performances? Probably not. But does he deserve the job based on the results he secured? Yeah. That's probably why Ineos have given him the job, because we rejected Areola, we rejected Emery, Enrique didn't want us, like Nagelsmann probably because of the World Cup. So at the end of the day, they've had no choice but to give Carrick the job. When that gets announced, we'll go live and react to it. But if it goes wrong, this is going to be on Ineos and the Glazers for giving him the job. Because if this goes pear-shaped next season, we're going to be sat here in 18 months' time thinking, I told you so. I told you Carrick shouldn't get the job, but I can't take away the job he's done since January. Like, it's been nothing more than pure and utter fantastic. We're playing Champions League football next season. We're going to be playing amongst Europe's elite teams. No one expected that of last year in 25, did they? No one expected it, did they? I didn't. You didn't. No one gave United a fighting chance. It was basically doom and gloom for the fan base. The supporters had given up on this season. But Carrick has completely regenerated this team. And we are looking so much better. But the midfield's still a weakness. The attack, we've got no Sesko. We're basically relying on Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha for the goals. The midfield has got more holes than a leaking sieve. So there's still much improvement in this team that is needed next season to go again, because we deep down know this team we've got now, it ain't good enough to go next season with. Absolutely no chance. We need new players. Investment needs to be made on that team. And apparently they are going to give Michael Carrick a more influence on what happens in the summer. But they said that in Amrim in January, didn't they? He's going to have influence on what we do. They said Amrim was going to have influence of the summer of last year. He didn't really get the players he wanted, though, did he? So Bruno's going to get the assist record next week, says Dave. I really hope so, because I absolutely love Bruno Fernandes. Like, that guy is a legend. He's an icon. He's a hero. He's an inspiration to that United team. And I feel like he's the only one that gives that midfield any sign of any confidence. Because if you chuck a Garte in there, you know you've got no confidence. Like, he did. He signed the 3 players he wanted, but he never signed a few, but got majority. If Aaron got the same decisions from the ref as Carrick, did he still be here? That's a very good comment from Vlad. If Amrin had the same decision from the ref as Carrick, would Amrin still be here? That's a good point to take on that. I think that's a very, very valid point. Please drop a follow, smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. This match reaction's actually going really, really well. We're bouncing off the live chat really well today. That should probably be one of our best. So mass shout out to everybody in the live chat here. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. I can't complain. We've got back to winning ways. We've got the 3 points. We finished 3rd. We've got Champions League football. Aston Villa can't catch us. Liverpool can't catch us. Bournemouth can't catch us. Brentford, Brighton, none of them can catch us. So this has gone so right. We have to stop conceding such easy goals. Says, is it Nathan or Nat or Nathan? Yeah, I completely agree. We do have to stop conceding easy goals. I completely agree. That defence does need looking at, in my opinion. I do feel that we do need another centre-back because, okay, appreciate that. Amrin played his system without the players for the system. That was his fault, says Rich. Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. We need to stop conceding easy goals. We do need another centre-back. De Ligt is going to be out for the start of next season because he's had to have back surgery. So we are going to have to bring a centre-back in. Midfield, we need 3-4 signings, I think. You sell Mason Mount, get rid of Agate, Casemiro's going to go. Hello, mate, do you think that was a handball with Mbeumo? Because that ref was shocking to overturn. Yeah, Connor talks football. I don't think the second goal should have stood. And I'm not even being biased towards my club. So, I don't think it should have stood, in my opinion. I think it should have been ruled out. Mount was good today, says F. Mason Mount was good when he came on, says Jimpy or Jimpy? Jempe or Jimpy? I hope I pronounced that right. You have literally played 40 games all season. You won't finish top 6 next season with Europe to play. That's a good take. Thank you. No, I'm not trying to be negative. Like, I do feel like we were robbed. I'm not. Yeah. I get. Oh, okay. You reply. Okay, I get you. No worries. We need a wake up call to sign Anderson. Yeah, I think we have got Tottenham and the champions paying the refs. I don't think the second goal should have stood. And I'm still going to stand by my view and my opinion. I'm not going to be biased towards Man United, even though I'm a Man United fan. If someone did that against us, that we would be peeling it. Chouamini, or however to spell it, would be amazing. Yeah, Chouamini would be a fantastic signing. And apparently David Ornstein has said that Manchester United will still look at him if he becomes available. I mean, if you could walk out of the summer with Chouamini, Carlos Baliba, Alex Scott from Bournemouth, and maybe another one, I'd take that. I'd rather have Chouamini and Anderson, says Ibra. I like the name. Very great name. Ibrahimovic, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Legend of Sweden, legend of Manchester United. He has to be after what happened with Valverde. Exactly. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. We're not walking out with shit, mate, says Double R. If they give... Obviously, they're going to give Carrick the job, aren't they? They are. We need to get rid of Xerxes. Yeah, I completely agree. Xerxes ain't good enough. That was on Ten Hag, by the way. Bringing in Xerxes was on Eric Ten Hag, and he can't be forgiven for that. Do you think Bruno will retire at United? Yeah, I think he probably will. United is not a good team, then Tottenham. Completely disagree. That's why Tottenham are fighting relegation. He's the worst I've ever seen, says Double R. Relevant enough for you to be crying in a live stream about United. This game should have been a draw 100%. Who's staying up, says Riley. I'm still going to say West Ham are staying up. I still think West Ham are going to get out of this. But if you walked out the midfield with Mateus Fernandes, Tchouaméni, and, you know, Carlos Baleba, are you going to be happy with that midfield? Or are you going to be happy? Because I would be happy. If you bought Mateus Fernandes, Tchouaméni, and you brought in Carlos Baleba, you're going to be happy with that midfield, aren't you? Like, you're going to be happy. No, not handball, because it was a natural position and tried to move the arm out of the way. Mainu needs to start every game, says Jimpy. We need a few wingers, mate. Yeah, we do need a winger. This is why I say we need 8-9 signings, but will United provide 8-9 signings in the summer? Is going to be another story. But again, the game is being surrounded by controversy, isn't it? I think that's the whole vibe of this match reaction. This game is being surrounded by pure and utter controversy, and no one's going to live it down. This game is not going to get lived down for a long, long time, because Nottingham Forest feel that they've been robbed. And I can see why. I can see why Nottingham Forest feel they've been robbed. I really, really can. Because at the end of the day, the goal shouldn't have stood. You can get that off the United shop or JD. I'd probably go JD so it doesn't go in the club's back pocket. Somerville on a cheap fee would be a good backup. Yes, Somerville from West Ham would be good. VAR said it was a handball and it's not a natural position. Handball has never been so clear, says HC. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. Learn to pronounce players' names. Bring Lewandowski in on a free. I mean, would you take Lewandowski on a free in the summer as the backup? Do you like the Stone Roses? As soon as I saw the top, I had to get it. No chance we're getting free midfields. We will get 4 signings max. And we need a centre-back and a left-back. How, when his arm is by side, then he moves up out of the way, out of the ball. Well, Højlund is gone today for 37 million. Do you know what? Don't be surprised if we bring in that Edison from Atalanta with the Rasmus money. That could be a good start where. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. Thanks to all my manager moderators that have tuned in as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. Glad you're part of my life as friends. And also as my moderators on my TikTok. You guys are really special. But all of you guys are special. Like, it's been a long season. It has been a long season. Mateus will be a cheaper because of the championship. That's if West Ham go down. That is if West Ham go down, though. West Ham have still got to go down first. His arm wasn't by his side. He's practically caught the ball with his arm and his hip. Anderson says double R. I still think Elliot Anderson's going to Man City. I don't think he's going to come to United. I still feel, in my opinion, he's going to go to Man City. We miss Sesko up front. Yeah, we miss Sesko up front. I don't think Mbeumo works down the middle. I think Mbeumo's better out on the right. I don't think... what do you guys think of Ahmad today? What do you guys think of Ahmad? Like, what do you guys think of Ahmad's game today? Do you think Ahmad was good? Do you think Ahmad was any better than what he has been? Mark says Mbeumo and Ahmad are awful. It's handball. No one can say otherwise, says Sev. Should go for Gibbs White, says double R. Elliot Anderson will be a Man City player next season, says HS. It's a handball. No one can say otherwise. Yeah, please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. Ahmad should play Cam, but we have Fernandes. Exactly. So Ahmad can't be in that position. Exactly. Ahmad was better than his very poor performance this season standard. Ahmad has been awful. We need to cash in, says HS. I would cash in on Ahmad if you could get a better right winger in. He doesn't shoot, says MX Footy Coach. I would cash in on Ahmad if we got a better option on the right wing that became available. Was a handball, but Forest deserved to lose anyway, says double R. Who's your player of the match? Refgate giving United points again, says Connor. Completely. I think the referee has been. It wouldn't surprise. I wouldn't sell Ahmad at all, says Ben. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. Would really. What's your opinion on the 37 million for Rasmus? It's probably money in the pockets for a midfielder on the cheap. Arm by his side is natural, but his arm does control the ball indeliberately. United, says Ollie. Who's your player of the match today? Him and Mbeumo hit terrible form after coming from AFCON. That's a good statement. Do you know what, Ben? You've probably hit the nail on the head for that. You've probably hit the nail on the head for that comment, because you're probably right. Since AFCON came into play, Ahmad and Mbeumo have been shit. So I don't know if that affected it, but it probably could be. Mainu's best player for United. Do you think the West Ham foul on Raya was a foul? I'm not going to get into that because I don't think the goal should have been ruled out. But it wasn't a handball, says Ibra. Mainu's been the best player for United. Do you think the fouls? Yeah, I don't think it was a foul. Bruno 2 says double R. I think you're gonna have to give player of the match to Bruno, aren't you? Like, he's equalled the Premier League assist record. Like, he's equalled the Premier League assist record today. Like, that is fantastic for Bruno Fernandes. Like, especially where we were in January. Like, we were nowhere near in January. 3-2 to the referee, says KP5. Bruno is going to break the record, says Sam. I really hope so, Sam. No way should have been disallowed. No way, says Ollie. Player of the season, Bruno. It was a foul. He was fouled in 2 areas. Give it a cast for a farewell. Do you know what? I think you could easily give it to at least 3 players. You could give it to Mainu. You could give it to Bruno Fernandes. You could give it to Casemiro. How was it not handball, says Brandon. 100% handball, says KP5. Ollie says Casemiro. It could literally go to any of those 3, but I think to break a Premier League, to equal a Premier League record and to get a 20th assist of the season, considering where we were at the end of last year, Bruno Fernandes has been our best player. Bruno Fernandes has been our best player. He has done so much to get United in this position where we're playing Champions League football, we've clinched 3rd, and no one can catch us. So the main character syndrome ref needs sacking, says Saladas. Keeper has been good, says Double R. Bruno Walcott gets in the Ballon d'Or, says Double R. Yeah, Ozil clears the rat bag, not even close as Yaron 2004. Completely disagree. I think Bruno Fernandes is 10 times better than Mesut Ozil. And where is Mesut Ozil now? He's in the retirement. Maguire's comeback needs studying. Great player, says Sam. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. You've got over 179 of you guys watching, and I really appreciate it. And smash that to my manager moderators as well. You know who you guys are in the live chat. You special people. Absolute legends to me in my life. Yeah, because Ozil got old, mate, says Mason. Yeah, exactly. I don't see Mesut Ozil still playing football. Mason says it was handball. Do you think it was handball, says Marcus? Yes, I do. You guys did not deserve that game, diving around and playing basketball for a goal. I'm not agreed the second, mate. I can't read that. Mesut Ozil would outclass any United player. Bro said Ozil is bad because he retired, but that was what everyone does when they get old. Ozil wasn't half the player Bruno is. Exactly. Ozil was nowhere near Bruno Fernandes' level. Mesut Ozil was nowhere near Bruno Fernandes' level. I'm sorry, Bruno was a 10 times better player. Ahmad out on loan next season, says Sonny. Ozil put aside Bruno's laces. Jake says Bruno is clear of Gerrard was well. Thanks for the follows, Zealand Nate at 123. Anderson for Bruno. Yeah, potentially. Anderson. I would love to get Elliot Anderson at that Forest team, but I just don't see it happening. I would love to get him, but I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. Ozil's won a World Cup. Someone check this hard drive, says 1234ST. You're only saying that about Bruno because you support United. No, I'm not saying that about Bruno because he supported United. So I support United. He's equalled Thierry Henry. He's equalled Kevin De Bruyne. We were nowhere near last year in November and nowhere near last year in December. We've got Champions League football. We have finished above Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool, Aston Villa. We've clinched 3rd today. All those teams finished above us last season, except for Spurs. We were nowhere near last year, and we've got Champions League football, and Bruno Fernandes has equalled the Premier League all-time assist record, and he's probably going to beat it next week. Every Premier League fan knows Bruno is a top player. Ozil played for Real Madrid, by the way. In a season that has no good teams, all been poor, says Harry. He's on KDB's level now, if not better, says Jake. It shows how good he is when he's got the important goal against Algeria in round of 16. Just because he's beat his assist record doesn't make him better, says Umar23. Like, I honestly think without Bruno Fernandes, would we get Champions League football? No, we wouldn't. We were nowhere near in January either. Like, we were cheated out by the refs, says Strack. Only played about 40 games. Spurs and Chelsea played more, so no real flex, says Snake Aches. Do you think he's better than KDB? In my opinion, I think Bruno is better. Bruno isn't better than KDB. Come on now. Just imagine we had a top striker like Haaland who had 40 assists. Without Bruno and Casemiro, you're like 15th. Exactly. Without Bruno, without Casemiro, and I'd even say without Mainu. Like, if Mainu would have gone in January, where would we be? Like, seriously, without Kobe Mainoo, without Carrick coming in and getting him back in that team, where would we be? Like, Casemiro has been brilliant since Carrick's come in. Bruno Fernandes has gone up a level. Kobe Mainoo has got himself back in that midfield. Honestly, I don't... They are now saying that Bruno wouldn't start for Madrid. Oh my God, are they actually saying that? Oh my Jesus Christ. How was United's second goal allowed, says Sean. I don't think the second United goal should have stood. If we lost Kobe, it would have... If we lost Kobe... Exactly. If we would have lost Kobe Mainoo in January to Napoli, where he was going to go and play in the Serie A, oh my God, where would we be? We would be lost without Mainoo, we'd be lost without Casemiro, and we would be lost without Fernandes. And easily, you could give all three of those players player of the match today. In fact, I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to give Casemiro, Fernandes, and Mainoo player of the match today. All three are going to get it off me. Still think we should have kept Garnacho. Project 49 says Double R. Mbeumo was shite today. Yeah, because Mbeumo had two good chances. Mbeumo had that chance to make it 2-0 when he hit the post. When Fernandes put Mbeumo through 1-on-1 with the keeper, he blazed it over the bar. But then Fernandes got the equal in assist for Brian Mbeumo to make it 3-1. So, yeah, Mbeumo's not played great today, but at least he's got back on the score sheet, and I'm happy for Mbeumo. But again, the second goal shouldn't have stood, and vice versa. Thought Maguire had a great game too, says Finars. He's direct, says Double R. I'm happy about this season, but I'm not going to... I'm so worried about next season, says KB. Yeah, me too, mate. I'm worried about next season. Goal, we need Sesko back, says George. Generally, there isn't a team in the world that doesn't start Bruno, says Liam. Completely agree. Ahmad needs to go final ball is shocking, says Sam. Completely agree. I don't think Ahmad's having a good game. The midfield still gets walked through. The defence is at 6s and 7s when we've got teams attacking us. And all we do is break teams on the counter-attack. So, yeah, like, we do need a lot in that team in the summer. And I hope United give Carrick the backing he deserves. What do you think who do you think will shine and what are we missing, says KB. We need 3-4 midfielders. We need a left back. We need a right back. We need a striker. We need a centre back. Need a left winger. And we need a backup goalkeeper. So I'm saying 10. I'm saying at least 10 signings need to be made in the summer. And United better be working every day. I don't want to be going back and forward, negotiate with teams for players every day. We need to be getting deals done on the day, not fucking wasting time. Second goal always counts. It comes off his hip. Took a deflection before the goal. I think Carrick will buy good players. I hope so, mate. That's another one. Do you think the Glazers are actually going to back Michael Carrick? I don't think they will, and I think it's all going to go wrong again. VTech is the backup. VTech apparently is going in the summer, so I wouldn't count on it. Luke Shaw's the best left back in the world right now, do you think? I don't know, I disagree. I think Nuno Mendes is clear of bloody Luke Shaw, but I respect that's what you think. Why Carrick I never know. Why Carrick I never know. Could have been if he never got that broken leg injury, not good. 10 players, are you on the same planet? Says Joe German 04. Carrick doesn't make signings, mind. Says goodbye 542. KDB over Ozil, then Bruno. Bruno over Ozil and KDB, I would probably say. Mbeumo Ahmad was so bad. Bruno should have broken that record today. Completely agree. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. Like, I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the 3 points. I think you guys would be happy if I gave Mainoo, Fernandes and Casemiro player of the match. I think that's only fair that all three got it today, because obviously Casemiro's played his last game. Bruno Fernandes has equalled the Premier League assist record, and obviously for Kobe Mainoo, I thought Mainoo had a really, really good game as well today. Hardy quotes that De Bruyne and Ozil won the top competitions. Is it? Need Brighton to lose today so our game is more open against them. Should we keep Xerxes or sell him? We're definitely letting Xerxes go in the summer. Xerxes ain't good enough. He's absolutely shit. If we had better players on that pitch, Bruno Fernandes would have broken this record. Speaking this nonsense, thinking the club's going to bring in 10 players is so stupid. I don't think calling someone stupid is fair. I would take that back a little bit, but I respect what you're saying. The club does need to make 10 signings. That team needs at least 10 signings. You need 4 midfielders. You need a left back. You need a right back. You need a striker. You need a backup goalkeeper. You need a left winger. And you need a centre back. So that's 10. I would keep Xerxes to go, to be honest, before he got injured. Would you rather have won the Europa League last season but be in Spurs' situation this season? No. No, I wouldn't. If you was to take Valverde or Chia, if Valverde or Tchouaméni would take that midfield up another level. You still got that break assist on that, says Scott. I'd say 7, says Double R. Also, it's mad to say that I would want Rashford a chance as we gave Harry Maguire. No, I don't want Rashford back. I don't want Rashford getting a chance. He's burnt his bridges with United now. I don't want Rashford back. Absolutely no, thank you. Would sell Ahmad for Morgan Rogers, says Josh. It's a good shout. That's a very good shout. I didn't think about that. Would you sell Ahmad just to get Morgan Rogers? I'm going to pin the comment. Bring him back, says Double R. Rashford doesn't want to come back. Rashford doesn't want to come back. United want to sell him. And I don't blame United for wanting to sell him. Wish we could go for a Greenwood swap deal for Ahmad, says Charlie. Why? He's been good. Yeah, because La Liga's a shit league full of shit teams, and basically all you've really got is Barcelona and Real Madrid. Even Atletico can't win the league. Sevilla are fighting relegation. Villarreal are in the Champions League. So, again, massive summer for us. Carrick needs to be backed in players he wants. I hope Michael Carrick gets the backing, but if this all goes wrong, this is on Glazers and Ineos. Greenwood surely can come back now, says Charlie. I don't think Greenwood will ever come back. I don't think we'll ever be put in that situation. All the stick Dalot gets, he's actually been right. I think he should stay as the starting right back. I don't think Dalot's good enough, in my opinion. I don't think Dalot's good enough. I mean, he had a chance to make it 4, and he bottled it. He hit the post. Van der Ven still worth it if you want to remove Dalot. Agree, Dalot is not good enough. Dalot is brilliant, says Scott. You'd only get Van der Ven if Tottenham go down, wouldn't you? You'd only get Van der Ven if Tottenham go down. Dalot might be a good backup. No. I mean, would you sell Mazraoui and Dalot and get 2 new right backs altogether? Because Mazraoui's not playing. So, Van der Ven is linked with Real Madrid. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. But yeah, we've got the 3 points. We've got the win. We finished 3rd this season. We've got Champions League football. We've finished above Liverpool and Villa and Chelsea and Newcastle. Even Brighton and Brentford and Bournemouth. All those teams finished above us last season. So, I'd keep Dalot and use him as a backup for both sides. Bring in the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. No, I don't want Aaron Wan-Bissaka coming back. No. I don't want that. Casemiro replaced with Adam Wharton or Elliot Anderson. Again, I think Elliot Anderson's off to City and apparently Adam Wharton's off to Liverpool. Is the last I heard. But again, anything can happen in football. But Man United 3, Nottingham Forest 2. This has been your full-time match reaction. We finished 3rd this season. We have finished above Liverpool and Chelsea and Villa, Newcastle, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton. All those teams finished above us last season. We were fighting relegation last season. We had our lowest Premier League finish ever in Premier League history since the days we were relegated. We've won 3-2 at Old Trafford. Bruno Fernandes has equalled the Premier League assist record. We've said goodbye to Casemiro. The second United goal is surrounded by controversy. So it's been quite an up and down today. It's basically like 6-7, isn't it? It's been an up and down day today, isn't it? So how about João Gomez? He can recover. Apparently João Gomez is going to Atletico Madrid, which is a weird one. But yeah, we are going to leave the full-time match reaction there. Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2. Thanks to each and every single one of you guys that has tuned in, by the way. Thank you for the 1,800 likes. Thank you for the 2 gifters, the 21 diamonds, all the new followers. If you haven't followed yet, what are you waiting for? Please drop that follow, smash that like button. And we will be back here probably about 6 next Sunday for the last game of the season. We're our way to Brighton at the Amex. Brighton can secure European football tonight if they beat Leeds. So hopefully, it'll be a bit more open game if Brighton lose today. So yeah, really looking forward to the end of the season. Can't wait for the last game at Brighton. Thanks to everybody that has tuned in. You guys have been absolutely electric in the live chat, by the way. Could not be here without you guys. You guys are absolute legends. So please drop a follow, smash that like button. Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2. A landmark day for Bruno Fernandes. Goodbye to Casemiro. United's second goal probably shouldn't have stood, but it's counted anyway. That will never know what's going to happen. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekends, whatever you guys are doing. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you, where you guys are across the globe. Remember to always drop those follows. Smash that like button as well. Tap the screen. Would really appreciate it. I'll see you guys for the final game of the season next Sunday for Man United against Brighton at the Amex. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You guys are all legends. You guys are all legendary. And I'll see you on the next one. Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2.